Hey, my loves, what is up? It's your girl Stephanie, aka the Limitless Babe, reminding you today and every day that you are limitless. Today, I'm popping on super short and sweet because I just want to talk about something that I think we so rarely talk about. And it's probably one of the most important things, and that is your qualification process in dating. So, what is your qualification process? How do you decide that someone is a good catch, isn't a good catch, is someone that you want to continue with, is someone that you want to possibly invest in, or is someone that you maybe want to get intimate with? That's a big one, right? I want to invite you today to really think about these questions. Like, what are the things that go on in your mind when you're making these decisions? Is it that you're actually considering someone's background, someone's thought process, someone's behavior? Guys, just so that you know, I know someone's here. I can't see my comments today. I don't know what's going on with my computer. Sorry about that. But hey, I'm happy you're here. So yeah, consider what are the things that you decide on whether or not someone is worth your time and worth the investment. Okay, are you actually basing it on things that have substance and value, or is it just based on looks and what they're saying, what's coming out of their mouth? Okay, and I'm not judging this. I'm just asking you to sit down and really think about this, really contemplate, like, what are the factors that you consider when making these kinds of decisions? Because I want to invite you to pause for a second and consider some other aspects in our life, and maybe let that help you figure out if you're making the right moves when you make these decisions. And that would be, let's see, if you were to go out for a job, okay, you would have to provide a resume, and that resume would have to have certain requirements on it that say that you are a qualified candidate, correct? Okay, so there's that, right? Not only would you have to have the proper requirements met and qualifications, you would also have to have references that are checked, correct? Yes. Also, in 99.9% of the cases, a background check is ran and a drug test is ran. So these are all requirements to get a job. Now, I will remind you really quick that a job, while it's important, nowhere near impacts your life as much as your romantic partner. Let's move on to the next example, buying a home. You want to buy a home, and are they just going to give it to you because you're pretty and you say the right things and you say you want it? No, they're not just going to give it to you. Again, the bank is going to cross check your financials and make sure that you are able to afford it, that you have the resources to take care of this home. It's not just, oh, here, it's given to you because you want it. No, that's not how it works, right? So again, now we have a job and a house that we're looking at and saying, wow, like these two very important things that are, yes, important, but not necessarily as important as the romantic partner that you choose in your life, require heavy duty background references. Moving on, you want a car. Much like the house, the bank is going to check your financials. Not only are they going to check your financials, they're going to make sure that before you leave with that car, you have proper insurance coverage. And in some cases, you need a cosigner. How come we don't need cosigners for romantic partners? I'm just saying. How come we don't need fact checks? How come we don't need references? How come we don't need background financials on our romantic partners? I'm just saying, right? Another one, speaking about insurance, just to get insurance, you need to have a risk assessment evaluation done. Are you doing this with your romantic partners? And this is not me judging you. This is not me interrogating you. This is not me making you feel bad for your decisions. But I'm just saying, this is the person that is going to affect your life in so many ways. If you choose to have children with this person, this is now the DNA in your kids. Okay. If you didn't know this already, when you sleep next to someone, their microbiome, their gut microbiome affects yours, believe it or not. Okay. The way that someone else thinks and speaks and behaves over time influences you. They say that you are the sum of the five people that you spend the most time with. So, who is your romantic partner? And let's say you're not even looking that far. You're just looking for someone to have a good time with. That's great. And I'm all for that if that's what you want. Okay? No judgment. However, even in that case, are you paying attention? Are you asking the right questions? Are you checking their physical background as far as, like, STD history, all of these things, right? All the things that you need to know. Or are you just freelance jumping into bed with people? I'm just saying that your physical body and your time are your two most valuable resources. Okay. They're the two things that you can't get back. Okay. Especially your time, you can't get that back. And your health, you can in some cases, but in some cases, no, you can't. So you want to be very discerning with who you allow into your life and more importantly, into your physical body or your physical body into theirs if you are a man, right? Another thing that I want to invite you guys to consider, I think that we live in this era where casual sex is a thing. And again, no judgment. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. And this isn't about judgment. This isn't about morality. This isn't about any of those things. What this is about, though, is again, your well being. Did you know that anytime you have physical intimacy with someone, did I say that right? I feel like I can't speak today. Anytime you have physical intimacy with someone, there we go, I got it out. Whether or not you're having safe sex or not, you are exchanging energy with that person. Do you know enough about this person to know whether or not you want to take on their energy? Because that's risky. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't want somebody else's toxic energy in my life. Okay. I don't want to take on someone else's sexual karma. I don't want to take on anybody else's lessons or whatever it is that they've got going on in their life. So you want to be a little bit more discerning. So now getting back to the point, I want to ask you guys, what are your qualifiers and how seriously do you take it? Sorry, somebody keeps texting me. What are your qualifiers and how seriously do you take it when deciding who to allow into your life romantically, physically, even just for a fling? Like, what are you actually considering? Okay. And if you want to take it one step further, let's say you're not right now looking for marriage, you're not right now looking for just a casual hookup. You're kind of in that middle space where you're trying to just see where things go. Okay. So that's the perfect spot here. Why are you jumping into bed with the first person that you meet, the first person that you decide is the right person when you don't even know these background answers for this person? I want to invite you guys more than ever to practice the art, the lost art, in my opinion, of dating. Actually getting to know someone, actually asking the question, spending time with the person, actually seeing how they respond and react in different situations. I'm going to tell you right now, the first 2 to 3 months of dating anybody, I don't care who they are, I don't care what they say, they're on their best behavior. They have a mask on. Okay. Now, some masks are heavier than others. Some are just, the little light politenesses that, we offer because we want to bring our best foot forward, and that's okay. But some are downright sneaky and deceptive. So you want to see a consistent pattern beyond that first 2 to 3 months of dating before you make any decisions about this person. Okay. And again, I think the only way you can do this is by dating. And that means even more than one person at a time. This is okay. I'm telling you to date more than one person at a time. I am not telling you to sleep with more than one person at a time. But again, that's your decision. Okay. This is not a judgment zone. This is just a guidance and advice zone. Because here's the thing, when you date more than one person at a time, you're making an educated decision. You're actually seeing which one is the best match. Just like for a job, you don't just take the first applicant that comes to you. No, you want to meet with different applicants. You want to interview them. They go through one process, two process, three process, multiple interviews before the decision is finally made. Same thing for buying a house. You want to get multiple offers before you make that decision, right? So if we're doing this again for these, I don't want to say superficial things, but physical things, why aren't we doing this process for the most valuable asset that we have, which is ourselves? There is absolutely nothing wrong. I can't stand when people shame you for saying, oh, you're dating someone else. Yeah, I'm dating someone else. I'm not sleeping with everybody. I'm dating multiple people. I'm not sleeping with anybody, but I'm making an educated decision for myself to see who is the best match for me. You guys need to stop letting shame with this concept cloud your judgment and make you feel bad for doing what's in your best interest, because at the end of the day, nobody else has to live with your choices but you. Okay? There is nothing wrong with seeing your options, and making the best choice. So that's all I've got for you guys right now. I'm sure I will come back on soon and talk about more topics. Like I said, I will give you guys that video about what it's like dating an avoidant. Um, Stay tuned for that. I don't know when I'm going to do that, but thank you for being here. I love you so much. Stay limitless. Bye, guys.